pandemic situation, staying home, stay safe. First of all, I would like to thank all the participants, delegates from other institutes who have spared their valuable time for attending this lecture virtually. Student participants, good morning. I would also like to thank Dr. S.D. Sawant sir, Principal and President of Institute's Innovation Cell, SKNCOP Pune, and Dr. Mrs. Vandana Nikam, Madam, Associate Professor and Convener of IIC SKNCOP Pune, for giving me this opportunity to speak on the topic of incubation. Before I begin, I would like to mention that in the year 2018, the Ministry of Education, MOE, through its MOE's Innovation Cell, launched the Institute's Innovation Cell program in collaboration with AICT for higher educational institutes. The main purpose was to systematically foster the culture of innovation and startup ecosystem so that it gets established in our country. Here, my primary at SKNCOP, our IIC's role is to engage students and faculty in various innovation and entrepreneurship related activities, which may be based on ideation, problem solving, proof of concept, we could say, or design thinking, project handling and management at various stages so that innovation ecosystem gets established. Hence, myself, Dr. Mrs. Meenal Ghante, as an SKNCOP Innovation Ambassador, would like to deliver a talk on the topic that is incubation. Now I'm going to share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I don't know how this. Anyway, I'm going to begin. Generally speaking, we all are aware that we, being the students of science or pharmacy background, we all are very well familiar with the word incubation as an we could say device or an equipment which is used to grow and maintain the microbiological cultures, cell cultures, or maintain optimal temperature, humidity, and other conditions. Similarly, we are also aware that the newborn babies who are prematurely born are kept warm and safe for better growth under the controlled environment. Now, here what I'm going to speak is about incubation, which is a B word, that is a business word. In the same vein, for the business incubation, it is a program which is targeted at keeping the young entrepreneur firms warm and safe during an array of support services, so that they are strong and sufficiently matured enough to move out as an incubator and flourish on their own. The key drive for business incubation program, according to us, maybe might be, is to encourage majorly the entrepreneurship. The birth, let me tell you that birthplace of incubator was in Batavia, New York, in the United States in the year 1959. Other countries similarly accepted and adopted this policy, specifically for economic development. Now, let me, the objectives of my lecture are to make you aware about various types of fundings that are available for an startup, about the incubation, its meaning, its definition, followed by the history, current scenario across India and around the world. You will be made aware of the process, types of incubators, and some examples of the incubator firms in India and Pune. To begin with my talk, let me ask you a small, simple question. Identify this person. Can anyone tell who is this person? Let me tell you, he is Mr. Ritesh Agarwal. He is one of the world's youngest self-made billionaire. And he is the founder for Oyo. Oyo Rooms is one of the most successful startups in India, being the country's largest budget chain. He is the youngest entrepreneur who is just 16 years old and has several accolades to its credit. He has come from a humble family in Cuttack, and his journey to become one of the successful entrepreneur wasn't walk in the park. It was not very easy. In the era of startups, he had to face various difficulties. Now, why I'm telling you is that by the age of 17, he had started his first company named Oracle. Oracle was started as an Airbnb clone. That is one of the multinational companies who is having rental application that helps the entrepreneur start up a rental business. But the model then underwent a twist. And how it underwent a twist is that this Ritesh Agarwal, the founder, received a seed funding from Venture Nursery. And this story was how, again, let me tell you that Ritesh was selected in the final round of 20 under 20 Thile Fellowship. This is one of the prestigious 2-year program fellowship where fellows receive around about $1 lakh million and mentorship from foundations network to tech entrepreneurs, investors, scientists. Maybe they get training from various big Bs from the industries like Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Elon Musk, and he received that training. He received that mentorship as a part of incubation, and he was successful. That's why I had taken over here. Now I would begin with the types of fundings. What all are required for a startup? Initiating a business is a very can be expensive, no doubt about it. But let me tell you that there are many people who have great ideas, and because they are not having funding previously, they were not able to create good businesses. And now various organizations have come up with various facilities which are provided for funding. Initially, I would take you the types of funding, and then I would concentrate on my topic, incubators. Starting with the first type of funding, it is bootstrapping. Any startup that is bootstrapped means it is basically funded for the business via the use of personal funds, which usually might be from the savings of that own person. The owners, they follow this path, have their goal that the product they are putting in the market further could be eventually flourished and could be converted into a product which, and for that they would raise their revenue afterwards. The money is then used again for the growth of the company without the help of an investor. There are pros and cons for each type of funding. A lot of companies begin with bootstrapping and they feel that they need additional help by taking bank loan or further types of fundings like venture capital or etc. Pros, let me tell you the pros in this case is that this is one of the best type of funding because it is it displays credibility and drive of a person towards the company, his own company. Founders continue to focus more on the company. Operating well needs with disciplined decisions would be one of the advantage to it. The second type is crowdfunding. As has its name itself, as a matter of fact, this is one of the way where a group is helping to enter into the market and see that it stands. It is, the name itself tells us this. In this method, the company can share the product in the market and add incentives to the purchases. Now here, they can pull the funds from various parties and they are able to raise a lot of capital to cover the complete production of their product. And they could learn about the demand in the market. Now, there are, other than these, there are websites like we could say Crowdfunder, VFunder, Micro Ventures that are equity based. Now, what is the meaning of equity? Equity means that equity financing is in which the investor offers funds in exchange of percentage of the company's ownership. These sites involve definitely some state and federal laws that are there which might be in compliance. Here again, we could say that there are again a little bit pros and cons which are related to this part also. Here, as a group is there, a lot of, we could say, funds could be generated at a time. But sometimes what happens is that they also permit the company to prepare products at their production cost. They have access to cheap money sources, and therefore they are helpful. These crowdfundings could get into a success as a good startups. However, there are some legal regulatory aspects for getting the product into the main market, and high regulatory and legal costs for the crowdfunding might be also required during the process. Now, third in the types of fundings comes is the venture capitalists and angel investors. Now, these are again coming under the equity type of funding. There are three types here. That is venture capital fund. We have private equity funds, and we also have the angel investors. Now, what are the meaning of angel investors is that angels, all are knowing that are like in help. So angels are called angel investors. These are the people who invest in companies during their early stages for growth. And they normally invest say around about in 10 lakh to 100 lakh dollars. Though there might be some super angels also existing. Angels normally take up the risk which is associated with the business and who are funding this company. Now there are venture capital investors or venture capitalists or VCs in short. They usually enter the funding cycle of the company after the angels, but before the other types of funds such as banks would enter. VC, that is a venture capitalist, could be a firm or it could be a person that offer funds for the growth of the company. And this funds is normally larger than that of the angel investors. The goal of the again the VCs is to fund during the initial stages and grow the company's value. There are no interest payments as the pros. The ownership percentages are certain. Commonly, they progress. They are having providing the resources also for the growth of the company. However, here they give up the large part of equity to the investors. In this case, a large part of equity is given to the investors, and this is how where the sources of the shares of the founders may be reduced. Maybe it might be reduced to a significant percentage. Now the next comes is our topic of interest, that is accelerators and incubators. I'm going to speak about incubators, though accelerators and incubators are the terms which are commonly employed for or increasing the startup's value to get converted into product. The accelerators and incubators are different. Even though the words are used interchangeably, they are having a few differences, like an accelerator offers an short but essential period of mentoring along with small seed investment they do. And they are being accepted in the top accelerator program. And we could say that the accelerators maybe reach out to the venture capitalist for further funding. Now, what is main is for us is the incubators. I'm going to speak in detail about it further. Here, I would tell you the glimpse. Incubators are, we could say, environments, companies where entrepreneurs can develop their ideas to make businesses out of it. These incubators are normally sponsored maybe by universities, governments, in economic development organization. And as compared to accelerators, the incubators are having less rigid time frame. They do that is, they are not stringent enough. They are flexible for a startup or for an entrepreneur to help in various ways and means. There are again various pros and cons which are related to it. Majorly, we could say that by incubators, there is a lot of network which comes into existence, and company, if has an incubation tie up with an incubator, definitely it will have more market value. Now the next last comes over here is the seed funding. Now seed funding is another type of funding. Here in most common funding which is used to start the business, it is the initial investment that is made for a startup in exchange of an equity of the company. And now a seed funding is a stepping stone to turn an idea into a huge business. And one day it would be seen that a company would be successful because of this seed funds which are received by that company. So this is about the various types of fundings which are available for an startup. Now I would begin with my topic, that is incubation. So we would start with incubators. Now looking to the incubators, incubators play a key role in the nurturing and scaling up of ideas. So the primary task of an incubator is to drive entrepreneurial spirit, and they want to remain in the mainstay for economic development. Now these are the organizations, platform, or a team of experienced professionals that are helping the startup bootstart during the early stages, and therefore they are providing mentoring, guidance, co-working space, and also at times some fundings. Initially, they are at the first port or call for any budding entrepreneur. If you look into over here, that in the diagram, you will see that from various, the incubator takes helps from various academia, research centers, and it helps the startup to get completed into a graduated firm, which is a successful firm. So this is what is basically incubators are. I hope you have understood the meaning of it. So in terms, it is just a helping hand to start a successful business. Now they are incubating ideas into a business success. An incubator content, if you look into first, if any one of you gets an idea is generated, then what happens is that it is at the seed stage. In the seed stage, this idea may require product development, they may require facilities, they may require some mentoring, which is given in the seed stage and the growth stage. And further, that idea could be accelerated. And in this process, in between the seed stage, the growth stage, majorly the incubators have the role in the incubation stage. They have mainly the idea that is generated, it's transformed into the product with the help of the incubators. Now, if you look into it, incubation is a dynamic process, we could say, for business development. They are nurturing the young firms, helping to survive in the market. They are providing with infrastructural support. Then they have the platform to do the networking. They have management assistance. Other support services which are specific pertaining to specific principle. They are working just on the same principle, helping, or we could say providing the assistance at the right time for the startups. But they have proved to be very successful nowadays to gain success into our organization. Now let us go to the history, how this started. Now business incubation, if you look into, these are the places for establish, or incubators are, as I've told you, are the places for establishment of small enterprises. And this emerged in the late, we could say, 1950s series of 20th century in the USA, where the first project was made by an American sociologist, Joseph Mansko. Now he had the idea was that how this idea came up was that a local real estate developer over there, he had acquired an 8 lakh square feet of an building, and there a company was set up. A large corporation existed. Massey Ferguson plant was existing in that area in Batavia in New York. What happened was that this plant had us closed down in that year, we could say, and almost 2,000 workers, local residents, were jobless. They were unable to find, and as they were jobless and the company had to shut down, they had to sell that building to someone, and they were unable to find the tenants who were capable of purchasing it to take the entire facility. And therefore the lender, what he thought, he opted to send part of it building to some tenants. And these efforts lastly launched a number of new local ventures and formalized the concept of business collaboration, incubation, as an economic tool, which could now then further it emerged in 1980s era in the US and the European market, and subsequently from 1990 onwards, it spread to the rest of the world. If you look into over here, you would see that this is a scenario when how the emergence and how the spread of incubation you will find is has grown throughout. We could say from 1950s, and this word incubators, they are become successful. Further, if you look into the current status, how it is, you will find that for India, it is ranked as the third biggest startup hub in the world. There are, for startups to get converted into the products, there are 260 active incubators in India. Mostly they are located around the metro cities, and we are having the entrepreneurs coming out of it. If you look into the topography of incubators, we will find that there are many institutes, that is Innovation Technology IIT Delhi, then the Society of Innovation Development IISc Bangalore, who has initially taken efforts to help start up with the incubation. That is the germination of incubation or innovation, helping with incubation is linked with these organizations. And then the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Scale Enterprises, which is called as MSME, set up the NSIC, that is National Small Industries Corporation, in the 1955 with an aim to promote and support small and medium scale enterprises. If you look into the founding years of incubators from 1955 to 2018, you will find that today there is existence of 284 incubators in India. And in that, 90% were established after post 2020 era. And you will find that from 2010 to 2019, there was 70% rise, and major rise was observed here after 2015. The spike took place, and especially how the spike took place with the initiation of the government promoting its Startup India scheme in the early 2019, which is having breakthrough, generating more and more ideas to get converted into successful entrepreneurs. Now, the incubators which are affiliated to government schemes and bodies, we are having developed different government bodies who are having the incubators affiliated to it. This is a list of it, where DST sharing the major percentage, 38%. Then we have other organizations like MOSDE, MOFPI, that is Food Processing Industry, Ministry of Tourism, having their shares for incubators to incubate or to have success as an entrepreneurs from a startup. If you look into the state sectoral focus and the distribution of incubators across different states, you will find that in the southern part, mostly the incubators, Maharashtra, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, there are a lot of incubators that are existing. However, if you look into the sectoral focus, 33% of the incubators are observed in ICT, whereas for us, biotech and life sciences, the share rises from the range of 13 to 14% for us, which we are having the responsibility to encourage, or it is our responsibility, your responsibility now, to enhance or increase this share to maximum percentage by having your young ideas converted into a successful startup. Now there is DST, who is also giving funds for incubators itself to start that as an incubation company. Now here, whatever I have told you that incubators, how they are involved in funding. Now here I'm telling you that DST is giving funds through its National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. It is called as TBI, that is Developing Ecosystem for Knowledge and Wealth Creation. It is giving funds, and then that board has outlined some guidelines which are for starting an incubation incubator in our country, which is based on structure, area, facilities, design, dice and development rooms, meeting rooms, video conference facility. All this thing has to be generated with the help of these funds that they are giving, so that the company could be incubated, and you could have, or you could even start your own incubation center with the help of DST. This is what is done through DST, which is helping us even to start incubation center. Let me tell you this. Now, what are the incubator services? If you look into it, incubators provide a wide array of services. They are having seed funding, they give access to angel investors, they act as mentors, they give technical assistance in helping in finance, accounting, intellectual property management, networking. They can share operational cost, and they can even provide inexpensive workplaces. That is, even infrastructure could be provided for the incubators. Now, what are the roles of incubators we could see? Now, you being a science person, most of you are aware that whenever you design a project, whenever you execute it, or whenever analysis is done, that analysis needs to be validated. So validation is a very important term where you are checking whether that process works correctly or not. Similarly, in case of this, I may have an idea. Now that idea, whether it is going to be converted into fruitful form or not, that needs to be checked. And that checking is done by the incubators. The first role of the incubators is the validation of this idea. For this, what is done is the founder of the idea, he always thinks that my idea is best. And to check whether his idea can work, is potential, is having commercial potential or not, incubators play a role. Majorly, let me tell you, it is like a bridge. See, we have a research innovation background, but we are not knowing how to convert it into a valuable product, valuable commercial product. And for this, the helping hand is this bridge. If we lack this helping hand, sometimes there may be possibility that my idea was very good, but it turned up into the valley of death. To avoid that, we must take the help of this bridge. And this is called as an incubator bridge, which helps an entrepreneur to decide whether his idea can address the market need, carry out, for this we can carry out the market research to determine the best mix, get feedback, and develop a market ready prototype with this. Now, the second aspect of this is that incubators can help the bootstrap companies or startups by giving mentoring support. See, often what happens is that I have an idea, but I do not know how to execute it because I'm not perfect in marketing skills. I may not be perfect in sales. I may not be perfect in finance. And for that, I require someone's help. And here is the help which comes for. They give mentoring support. And here, entrepreneur may have marketing, sales, business development, training, which could be given so that a mentor, we could say an incubator, have mentors to get converted their idea into the final product. There are times where a startup may need help right from the initial thing, and for this we require good mentors, and whoever are successful incubators as company should have good employees employed, and that should work in the current direction. So first was our validation of an idea, second is mentoring support, third if we look into is that co-working space. Incubators may help entrepreneurs to provide a space. Say I have an idea, I have everything with me, but I do not have that much sufficient space to convert my idea into a successful project. And here, if let me tell you, in Pune we have venture center, which could give us the space for converting our idea. We could start up a small startup with the facilities over there and could convert it into a big successful idea. Now, co-working space may have number of startups into it, and those number of startups could help each other to come up or to help in the difficult times also. So in this way, we can have good relationship with this co-working space, which is available with the help of incubators, and all the entrepreneurs could help in each other's success. The next would be they also help in raising the funds. Now, incubators are often having contacts with the investors. Now, if individually I go to any investor and ask me to invest in my project, he might not be so much, we could say, positive enough to invest. And at that time, if we go by a proper channel, definitely there is more expectations that investors invest into our project. Because why this is there is that they are sure, the investors are sure that this idea has been validated by the we could say incubator, and they are knowing that the idea could be successful with their supporting hand, and therefore these investors like or give support through to the entrepreneurs when they are having the linkages of the incubators in between. I request participants, please mute your phones so that there is no, I am having some background noise which is coming. I request all the participants to please mute your phones. Snehal? Snehal, please mute yourself. Point is that the last incubators often provides resources as a shared research pool, we could say. Maybe technologies, maybe Wi-Fi networks may be provided, maybe support setup areas they could be provided. So we have with the incubators a shared resource pool. So a critical function of the incubator is to, a team is to recognize and be able to symbiotically associate the relevant groups of people in ongoing and sustainable manner for the startups to thrive, to convert their product as a successful product. Now, again, this is the summary of what is the role of incubators, which is helping in business creation and entering, creating jobs and wealth, technology commercialization, so on and so forth. So there are a variety of roles which an incubator has to play, and they help with business basics, networking activities, marketing assistance, high-speed internet access, help with accounting, financial management, access to bank loan or other loan funds, helps with presentation skills, links to higher education resources they have, and they have links to strategic partners. So this is how they have access to other investors. They have comprehensive business training programs for the startups. They have advisory boards and mentors. They have management team. Now there are components, as I've told you. Basically, there are 4 basic components for incubators. One, as short, all I have, whatever I have roles I have told you, those could be divided into 4 basic parts. One is infrastructure provided, business services provided, financing that is provided, and the people connectivity is provided by these incubators. And these are the main components which are helping the startups to get converted, or to, we could say, flourish as a full-fledged company. Now, the next point we are going to understand, we have understood the role of incubators. We have understood that what was the history of incubation. Now let me tell you about the stages of incubation. Incubation is divided into 3 major stages. That is, we have the pre-incubation stage, the incubation stage, and the post-incubation stage. If you look into this figure over here, you will find that idea getting converted into a startup little bit to 50% is found in the pre-incubation stage, which might be of 3 to 6 months. The incubation stage may be of 6 to 12 months, where the expansion of the idea to convert it into a product would be seen, and that maturity where it is converted into a profitable business is done in the post-incubation stage. So we have germination, acceleration, which is done by the incubation or accelerators, and from a risky part, we will be entering into the safer part with the help of this middle incubators, or we could say accelerators. So what are these stages? One by one we will look into. The first one is the pre-incubation stage. Now this stage is mainly focusing on the ideation stage, where technologists who are having a potential innovative idea, they can be provided with a co-working space. Here, the entrepreneur takes up a role of a techno-evangelist who develops the idea into a proof concept and prepares him for understanding the technical feasibility of the idea that is proposed in the pre-incubation stage. Number of potential innovations or startup teams may come out with this co-working ecosystem, so that this idea could be converted into the next stage. Now this comes the main stage, that is the incubation stage, which is for 6 to 12 months. Here, startup companies, they actually try to make their product ready for marketing. The entrepreneur here comes as a role of technopreneur, who brings all his efforts, maybe technology, team, seed money, to build a market viable product. We call it as MVP. This is observed in the incubation stage. And further, incubators can also offer a wide variety of value added services in this stage. Like we could say from this stage to this stage, the services could be offered, like trainings could be given for skill development. We could have programs, leadership programs, R&D facilities which are given, and there could be tie-ups with the international tie-ups could be gained to speed up the incubation cycle. Moving on to the last stage, which may tell you the post incubation stage or the accelerator stage. In this case, it is a 3 to 6 months, and here it will focus on majorly the business aspect of it, gaining financial gains from the products. And maybe business incubators may require guidances from the MNCs through a we could say highly systematic approach to convert their product into a successful, or their company into a successful entrepreneur. Now looking into the, we have seen the stages, we will move ahead with the types of incubators. If you look into, there are majorly 5 types of incubators. Apart from that, there are other incubators also that exist. Terms are different, but let me concentrate first on these 5 types, and then we will move ahead. Each one having their linkages with one another so that they have a successful business coming out of it. We have corporate incubators, we have local economic development incubators, private investor incubators, academic incubators, and the government agencies. If you look into the first one, let me tell you about it, is that the corporate incubators. You all know in the corporate firms, nowadays they have come up with new ideas. Is that corporate firms within itself, what they do is they call for projects, or they have competitions amongst the employees of that company, calling for the projects which might be innovative, which are different, and which could help the corporation, which are related to their work, mainstream work. And in this way, they shortlist a project, and from this they come up with few projects which are very good, which could be funded, and that are funded, or this is how the corporate incubators invest into those small projects so that they come up with the good ideas for gaining a gain for both the individuals also and for the company also. So the term corporate incubator refers to an autonomous and agile business unit which is created, let me tell you, within that corporation itself. Here that corporation provides resources, services, we could say funding, so that that idea gets converted into the product. Corporate incubators may have internal projects, and as I have told you that they call upon their employees, they arrange some competitions, and from that they select the projects, and those could be internet projects, and there could be also some external projects which might be funded by those corporate incubators. And nowadays, if you look into most of the multinationals like Google, Lufthansa, RBC, Merck have already set their own incubators with this idea they have set up. I would take you to one example of Samsung. If you look into Samsung, Samsung has got to this example that Samsung has got its C Lab, which is established as an Samsung C Lab as one of the corporate incubator within itself. Let me tell you that the revenue what Samsung generates is around $2 to $1.58 billion, and it has got say more than 3 lakh employees who are employed, and it is the second largest technology company in the world in the 2019, and fully aware that we must be meet at par with the technology. Samsung has started its own corporate program which is called as C Lab, and the C Lab is divided into 2 parts. One lab is called as C Lab Inside, and one lab is called as C Lab Outside. Now C Lab Inside means it is to the program which is for the solely for Samsung employees itself, and they have incubated over 259 projects with the help of 1060 Samsung employees from there. And they have come up with very good projects like Hyler, Beacon, Sunnyfy, from which were known as Sunnyside. And these projects have come up with the incubation from the corporate incubator, which is C-Lab inside. We also have a C-Lab outside, which is having the entrepreneurs from outside being funded to by Samsung. And they may include fund, infrastructure, mentoring, consultation services, and even partnership, which is withheld by them. And with this, they have come out with projects like VTouch, Smoothie, and Circulus. And so this way, this is what is about corporate incubators. What are the benefits of these corporate incubators? If you look into, is that in this, even the company is benefited. It is a two-way relationship. The company is benefited, the employees are benefited inside. And they, in other turn, it helps in building an innovation culture within the organization. So the old, whatever people are doing the same age-old work, coming daily, coming in the morning, starting with their own work and coming out with whatever projects that are there. Apart from that, to tickle up the minds of their own employees so that we get something innovative, these startups are helping, these incubators within the itself are making. And this may also helps the companies to tap into new markets and stimulate the development of new value, we could say, projects. They could help in commercializing those, and they could further gain profit from them. And this would help in generating, accessing new ideas, skills, technology, and would help in expanding the company's strategic vision. So this is what is about the first incubator, that is corporate incubator. Now the second type of incubators is local economic development incubators. These work on the economic development by supporting the small small manufacturing entrepreneurs within that area, within that group. So it is related to geographical area, overall economic upliftment of the society, which is local. They may include small enterprises, handcraft related businesses, or they may have locally sourced companies. Here, there are little risks which are associated with it, but they may be as a support or helping hand for that company to move further, to gain linkages with the multinational. But the risks are there, sometimes conflicts are observed. Sometimes volatility in management quality might be observed with this local economic development incubators. However, as they are limited to geographical regions, they might have survival, but the growth might not be so faster. And for this, further they need to have linkages with the MNCs or other types of things. Now the third which we are going to see is the private investor incubators. Now these are technology intensive startups which are helping, or these are private investors who look into or invest into projects which are of high potential business. These incubators just are involved majorly in investments in the projects, and sometimes they may lack quality as well as durability with the private investor incubators. And if we look into the one which is helpful for us is the academic incubators. Let me tell you that academic incubators may help us in three ways. They may help in support in terms of finance. Students have a lot of ideas. And let me tell you that even we had come up last year with an ideation competition. We had come up with some projects which were related, problems which were related to the industry which could be solved as a part of our IIC activity. But we have seen that the response from the students was not so much. But let me tell you, dear students, that here there are a lot of helping hands which are available to you. Just what you need is an idea. And let me tell you, your idea could be successful with the help of us, we as academic incubators. Now academic incubators can target internal projects also, which are in the academic institutions. They can also target external projects. Internal projects could be with the help of faculty and students within the organizations. They can offer funds, they can offer technologies, they can offer infrastructure, they can even offer sometimes trainings so that the new business ventures come up with the partnership. And let me go to the next slide, where you will see that there are many academic institutions, say around about more than 50. I could have, the list was huge, I could compile 34 on one slide, so I have taken, who are majorly come up as academic incubators. If you look into the list, most of the IITs, IIMs, we have the Amity University, Noida University. In Pune itself, we have in the COEP campus the Bhau Institute, which is an academic institute which has come up with as an incubator. So you have resources, you have, we could say, every facility, training, mentoring which could be given to you. The main important thing is that we want you to come up with newer ideas so that those ideas could be incubated and converted into successful projects. And therefore, M-Farm students especially, you come up with your new projects. Not only M-Farm, B-Farm students can also have an idea. Just seek your help of your teachers. The last and one of the most helpful organization for us is government agencies. Government provides a lot of funds through their DST, DBT schemes are there. Other organizations are there who are providing funding to get converted projects into startups, and even funds are provided, as I've told you, for people to start even the incubation center. Okay, for both of them, government is providing funds, and this is one of the initiative by which we have even become the innovation ambassador drive from the government, telling us to take training, which is under the part of IIC activity. And as I've told you that in 2016, government has initiated Startup India campaign. Now in the 2019, it has reached its peaks, having more of them. Seeing the 5 major types of incubators, let me tell you, within the current pandemic situation, companies or incubators have come up with the new ideas, and there are also other types of incubators which we would see into is the virtual business incubators. Now we all are virtual. This term has come. So incubation again has come with a virtual business incubators. There are many all which are listed. I would only focus on this emerging virtual business incubator. Now, what is virtual business incubation is that here, whatever ideas are generated, this could be supported physically also, and this could be supported virtually also. Both the worlds of intersection would give rise to successful entrepreneurs with the help of these. Now, apart from that, we have the second one coming up, that is the medical incubators. They are especially involved in the incubations of companies which are related to majorly medical devices, healthcare incubators. They are healthcare incubators, accelerators, driving innovations in the medical industry, which is helpful for us. And I'm going to take you to one of the examples from Pune itself, how it has helped in 2019 during the pandemic to come up with ideas. Now, there are some, especially in medical healthcare devices, we could say technologies, genomics, informatics, this medical investors are investing. Or next is our kitchen incubators, especially when it is related to food industry. There is an evolution which has been observed, so that whoever food products that are there could be sold in the local market, as well as it could be have their selling over in the international market till the international market. And because of this, a number of kitchen entrepreneurs who have become or consumers for this have increased because of those kitchen incubators. Or we call it as culinary incubators. Now there are also social and public incubators, where what they do is they offer social entrepreneurs the necessary resources to expand their businesses. Now, in this case, this is again a new global phenomena which is emerging up in foreign countries. Then we have seed accelerators. These are majorly involved in the early growth of the company, early stages growth of the company. And nowadays, you can see that unlike social or public seed accelerators, you will find startup studios which are established. They are accelerators and incubator studios which are helping in idea generation. There they can either begin with an idea with a team, helping them to validate the idea, operate it, and convert it into a launch in the market product. Then, as I've told you, there are venture builder and corporate accelerators who can accelerate our product. These organizations can develop in many ways for our models, projects, systems, so that we come up with the product which is ready for business gain. Along with that, it should also have some utility to the human mankind use also. And for this, there are some organizations who are helping for profit purpose. There are some organizations even who are helping for non-profit purpose, especially government agencies have their investments made into the projects which are consumer related, useful, but might be not so much profitable also. Non-profit projects are also incubated by incubator organization. Now here, as I'm telling you, virtual incubators provide support, maybe ICT related support. Apart from that, they can also provide support by physical spaces. Online community would be helping them, and they may have physical as well as offline online support both being given to the companies to start them. Now let me tell you some of the emerging examples of virtual incubators, and they are emerged during this pandemic era a lot. I'll give you examples for 5 virtual incubators who have come up during this pandemic situation to through the, because in the pandemic situation, the startups, few of the startups didn't have that much support, and they lacked the support to get converted into the product which could be or helpful for the people. Even sometimes what happened was that though they had the support, they didn't have proper we could say facilities, they didn't have proper infrastructure, and virtual incubators played a role over here. So big 5 are the supreme incubators. Then we have the catalysts by Socio General. Then we have the IIMs having the 3, NSRCL, Invents, and AMI, which is from Madras. So all these are now come up with virtual incubators helping people virtually. And especially IITs and IIMs are involved a lot of services to be given for these young ideas which could come up with the different projects. Now there are models which are proposed. As I've told you, stages are there for incubation. There are 20 models which were proposed right from 1955. These models have been developed by researchers, consultants, and practitioners, and mostly they are focusing on how analyzing, designing, creating, evaluating the projects that come under them, and they are the building blocks for various incubators. Let me tell you, I have listed all those 20 models with the links with it. However, the most practiced model is the number 15, that is the info-day process model. And what is this model? This model is what I have told you, that there are 3 stages of incubation: the initial pre-incubation stage, the incubation stage, and the end we come up with the acceleration or the post incubation stage. And this is the mostly accepted model throughout by all the incubators. Others they have boomed since 1980s era, as I've told you, and this is the one which is more practiced. Apart from that, Hackett and Dills model is also practiced in industries. These are the 20 models which are there, and out of this, let me tell you that now I'm going to take you to 3 to 4 examples to end up my session, which are successful examples. Let me come up with the first one, Venture Catalyst. Now this Venture Catalyst is Asia's largest number 1, which is an integrated incubator. Now this incubator, right from the startup to shipping, to scaling, to successing, it is helping in every stage. It provides investments from $500 million to $1 million for a support from maybe 1 year or 2 years. And this Venture Catalyst has been established in the year 2016. And within a short span, we could say 3 to 4 years, you could see that there are a lot of incubators into it. Especially you all are aware of the term Super Daily, Bharat Pay. All these are with the help of incubation, which is done by the Venture Catalyst, and they are having we could say 300 plus angel investors who have invested, and they have their business spread in 11 cities in 3 countries, which is in India, Hong Kong and Qatar. Let me take you to these examples. If you look into, I've enlisted only few of them over on my slide who are incubatees with the venture catalyst. Especially if you look into, we have the, as I've told you, the Bharat Pay, the BRDO band that is there. All this is related to the B term, brew house, business terms, so on and so forth. So this is what is about venture catalyst. Now in Pune, we are residing in Pune, having lot of resources. I would come up with an example which is familiar to all of us. That is Venture Center. The Venture Center, if you look into it, is the India's largest science business incubator. The Venture Center is a technology business incubator which is especially specialized in technologies, startups who are offering products and services to expert, especially in the area of chemicals, biological sciences and engineering. Now it is, we could say, it empowers the scientists. I have see, if you go onto the web page of Venture Center, you will find that there is funding and there is a funding map and how they have progressed and how they are funding, that is there. In the 2019, let me tell you, they have incubated over 2 dozen startups which are related to pharma, or we could say biotechnological field, especially to fight against COVID-19. The first one, let me tell you, is a Seagull Biosolutions, which is incubated by Incubation Center over there. It is an active vibrosome technology platform, which was developed by this company, which is useful to produce AV vaccine for COVID-19 in a very short period of time. And it would be, this technology platform has been previously used to produce vaccine agents for dengue, chikungunya, Zika and Ebola viruses. The second example is Mylab Discovery Solutions. Mylab has developed their PathoDetect kit, which is a COVID-19 detection kit that can offer in vitro diagnostic real-time PCR assay for qualitative detection of this virus. And it has been even approved by a CDSCO organization. And the third one, there are a dozen, but I've taken 5 major model innovations. It is developing a rapid 15 minutes lateral flow test based on gold nanoparticles for detection one of S1 and S2 spike proteins of COVID-19. Then we have Vinoid Biosolutions, which has developed an alcohol-free colloidal silver-based hand sanitizer and disinfectant that could be helpful, of great help in combating the spread of coronavirus. Let me tell you, this is alcohol free, and therefore we all are knowing that a lot of irritation is observed, especially when we take sanitizers. And this water-based sanitizing solution is non-flammable, making their production, transportation, and we could say delivery a less risky affair. Then BlackFrog Technologies have developed a portable temperature regulation device, which is helpful for last mile transport of thermally sensitive biologicals, maybe vaccines, blood serums, etc. So in this way, during the pandemic era also, the Venture Center, our own helping hand in Pune, has helped a lot of industries to come up with the products which are market ready. And so again, I appeal to you all students to come up with ideas. Database of business incubators and science parks. If you log in, even on the site, I will not go now over here right now, but I would share my presentation with you so you can have this. This list includes, we could have said, business incubators or even the small startups under the development. Now, second organization, which is again in Pune, which is helping, is the Midcon Technology Business Incubator. Midcon TBI is rated as one of the finest technology TBI, providing various services and training programs to develop entrepreneurs, not only in Pune, but all over India, who could come up, especially in the field of biotechnology and agriculture, boosting up the society with generating new ideas. And let me tell you that there are 8 to 9 successful stories of incubation done by Midcon, where very good projects have been come up for biotechnology, that is nanotechnology in Ayurveda, and especially in agriculture also. Vaccines, SERAs have come up with the sorry, funding which is provided by MidCon. Now at SKNCOP we are having our IIC cell. Now it is being one, we are the recognized research centers under SPPU. We have a strong research team comprising of faculty and students from in 4 departments like quality assurance, pharmaceutics, chemistry, pharmacology. Postgraduate, undergraduate, PhD students are further encouraged to present their innovative ideas through our IIC cell. Let me tell you, we will definitely help you in coming up with good projects which could be industry ready, so that you have a value in the market when you graduate up. And I appeal again and again, when what we have seen is that response from the students is not so much. We have to go behind the students. Please come up with the projects. So instead of that, you must have your own thrive from your side to come up with your own ideas to respective teachers so that your project becomes successful. In the lecture, let me tell you, the takeaway from today's lecture is that incubators are playing a key role in nurturing and scaling ideas. Incubators and accelerators are spreading like wildfire nowadays throughout the ecosystem, especially in emerging market. And therefore, the Indian government has also put technological growth and advancements in emerging technologies as the heart of its agenda. Startup India movement. There is high growth and innovative business at a part of this economic agenda. So please start up. We are there to execute, to reach to the market. And these are the key references which I have taken for my presentation. And apart from that, there are some websites where you can even have your projects. You can send your ideas to them. You could have, we could say, fundings from them through the help of your faculty from inside within our institute, helping you to go along with this. So these are some of the key websites which could help you in coming up with your successful projects. So at the end, I will tell you, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. So it is the value of idea which is important, which will help you to go further height today. So with this, I end up my talk. Thank you so much for your patient listening. And with this, I request Vandana madam to take over.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Meena madam. Okay. So thank you for having a larger view of this incubation landscape and the coverage of the topic from what is incubation, stages of incubation, the types of incubation, the source of the funds, the examples what you have given in the Pune or around the world. Yeah, definitely that will help us to understand that the journey of idea to startup is a systematic approach and to facilitate successfully the transformation of your ideas to enterprise. What should follow this pathway? So with this lecture series we have in this week, definitely will help the students, faculties to have an insight into this another dimension of our regular curriculum. And my appeal to all the students, please explore this new pathway and like we are there to help you and to transform your idea to the next level. So with this, I would like to thank Dr. Minal Madam, all other faculty members, students for your presence, and our principal sir for his continuous efforts to encourage us, motivate us for this kind of activities at SKNCOP. Um, uh, so, if you have any questions, please you can type or you can just raise your hand if you want to ask something as far as incubation, the middle way of this journey. If you have any question, please raise your hand. We can take up your questions. Hello, dear participants.
I would also like to thank participants who are from different institutes for their valuable presence and who have shown trust and interest in us to attend this lecture. Thank you so much. Questions?
So, what we will do, like on the last day, as I mentioned earlier also in the first lecture, that we will have a short discussion kind of thing, and like it is better like at the end, if you have some queries about the incubation, you can raise. If you are like not raising right now, you can write to us on the brochure. On this flyer we have the contact details. You can get back to us, and we can just have a discussion on the whatever queries you have, and like our innovation ambassador will help you to solve these queries. Yeah. So at the last, I would like that all the participants please switch on your video so that we can take some snapshots for our records. Don't unmute yourself, but like just switch on your camera so that we can take snapshots. Okay. So once again, I would like to thank Dr. Minal Ghante ma'am for your
Thank you, madam.
excellent presentation, and we had really great insight into this next step of this journey of idea to startup, and in between we have these incubations. We have covered almost all the points which are required to understand, and with this we can conclude the session.
Thank you, madam. I think we will end up the session now.
Yes, yes.
Okay.